The moment you start explaining yourself, you lose. Not loudly, not obviously, but psychologically. Because the second you rush to defend your choices, you've already accepted that someone else has the authority to judge them. And most people don't even realize they're doing it. There comes a day in your life that doesn't look dramatic. No fireworks, no big announcement, no applause. But inside you, something changes. It's the day you stop explaining yourself. Not because you're angry, not because you don't care, but because you finally understand something. Not everyone deserves access to your reasons. Think about this. How many times have you said, "I didn't mean it like that. Let me explain. That's not what I was trying to say. I hope you understand." Maybe at work, when your manager questions your decision, and you start listing every detail to prove you weren't careless. Maybe in a relationship, when your partner feels upset, and you rush to explain your tone, your timing, your intention. Maybe with family, when you choose a different career path, and you spend 20 minutes defending why it makes sense. It feels normal. It feels polite. It feels mature. But if you look closely, most of the time you're not explaining to inform. You're explaining to protect yourself. Protect yourself from being judged, from being misunderstood, from being seen in a negative light. And slowly, that becomes exhausting, because you start living as if every decision needs a defense. Over-explaining doesn't come from confidence. It comes from fear. The fear of rejection. The fear of disappointing someone. The fear that if people misunderstand you, they might leave. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips away. So you talk more. You clarify more. You soften your boundaries. You give long explanations for simple choices. And without realizing it, you train people to question you. Because you keep showing them that your decisions are negotiable. Then one day, you get tired. Tired of defending your peace. Tired of justifying your growth. Tired of explaining why you changed. Maybe it's the moment someone says, "You've changed." And instead of defending yourself, you pause. Someone questions you, and you don't rush to fix it. You don't scramble for words. You simply say, "That's my decision." And you let it sit there. That silence feels uncomfortable at first, but it also feels powerful. Because for the first time, you're not asking to be approved. You're standing. When you stop over-explaining, something surprising happens. You don't lose respect. You gain it. People start sensing a different energy. You're calmer. You're clearer. You're harder to shake. It's like a mountain. The wind can hit it. The rain can fall on it. But the mountain doesn't move. And the ones who were only comfortable when you doubted yourself, they feel unsettled. Not because you became rude, but because you became solid. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable, and that changes the entire dynamic. Now let's be clear. This isn't about becoming cold. It's not about ignoring people. It's not about refusing accountability. If you make a mistake, own it. If someone deserves clarity, give it. But there's a difference between clarity and begging to be understood. Confidence says, "This is what I chose." Insecurity says, "Please don't think badly of me." One stands firm, the other trembles, and people can feel that difference instantly. When you first stop explaining yourself, it feels strange. Your mind will panic. They think I'm wrong. They misunderstood me. I should say something. But sit with that discomfort. That feeling isn't danger, it's withdrawal. You're withdrawing from the habit of needing approval. And like any habit, it feels uncomfortable before it feels freeing. Stay still. Let the silence do its work. The real freedom isn't that people suddenly agree with you. They won't. The real freedom is this. You no longer need them to. You can let someone misunderstand you. You can let someone disagree. You can let someone think what they want and still remain steady. That's internal strength. That's maturity. That's peace. So maybe your life doesn't change the day you get everything you want. Maybe it changes the day you stop explaining who you are. Because the moment you stop asking for permission to exist is the moment you finally begin to live. If this resonated with you, subscribe to The Rare You. And remember, you don't need a defense. You need alignment.